Like 5'6" is okay?
5'6" is okay.
Okay.
How tall are you? 5'5"?
5'5".
Yeah.
I can do 5'6".
Okay.
I want them to be like relatively active. Like if
Okay.
they're not, I'm telling you, my standards are pretty low.
Okay.
Like relatively active in the sense, it doesn't have to be
So
bodybuilding.
they're low in terms of looks,
Yeah,
or just as a general overarching theme?
I think looks,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
But
I
they're
want
high
them
in terms of character.
Yes, I need them to be like funny,
Okay.
empathetic.
Okay.
I like a humble guy,
Sure.
someone who's also work-driven,
Okay.
determined,
Okay.
loyal,
Yeah, sure.
good at communication.
Of course. Don't we all?
Yeah.
Be funny, humble,
Funny.
empathetic.
I also
Ugly.
Laundry list of
I would like someone that's sober too.
So like 100% sober,
doesn't,
or like
no, maybe just doesn't party.
okay, so it's like go on the weekend, get fucked up like
Yeah,
regularly.
I don't want that.
But like if they go like once every couple months with their buddies,
Yeah,
or
yeah, that's
with
fine,
friends, that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Okay. Anything else?
Do you think I'm too like that's too hard to find?
This is how it always turns out when women tell you they have low standards and then proceed to list off a 30-second itinerary of what their low standard guy looks like. And if this is what their low standard guy looks like, I can only imagine what the high standard one is. But the thing these women never understand is what are you offering that qualifies you for this low standard guy? I will give her though, she's in her mid-early 20s, where most of these girls that have the same grocery list are in their late 20s or in their 30s. But other than that, you can't really offer anything different than most other girls can't. And from the sounds of it, the only compromise you're making is he doesn't have to be over 6 feet, but has to overwhelmingly be good at everything else. And honestly, from your list, it really just sounds like it could be someone like Jeff Bezos for you to consider them boyfriend material. And this leads me back to the question I asked earlier. What are you offering to a guy like this? He won't care about your money or your influence, as he has that already. And if you only list off intangibles, like I'm going to love and support you the most, that basically every other girl's going to do, or at least say they're going to do, then why would he settle just for you when he can only offer what everybody else is? Especially when it sounds like these guys could have harems if they really wanted to, if they don't already. The fundamental thing I don't think these women understand is that they're a depreciating asset. Just like with a car, every ding, mile, scratch further devalues it, and every year, body, offspring devalues you. And that's just the way it is. And it's not like guys aren't immune to this either, but the things you want are something he can work out of, where largely women are on a timer that runs down. And the problem most of you have is you don't adjust accordingly. You still think you're that car right out of the factory that deserves your billionaire chads. Well, there isn't enough of them to go around. And if you can't offer anything different than everybody else, and you think you just coming as is the only requirement, then don't be surprised when you can't find no man. And that's what we're largely seeing. A lot of women saying there aren't no good men. And that's like this one here, has some pretty astronomical high standards, but since she made one concession on the height, thinks it up her odds, when at best it maybe moved a decimal point. It's okay to have standards, but you have to be realistic, especially with the cards you're dealt. And if you're in your mid-20s basically looking for a fitter Elon, well, then your chances aren't really good, especially when it comes to her, because she has a bit more of a masculine body. And I'm betting there's more guys aren't looking for girls with that much muscle than the ones who are, so that height compromise you made basically gets cancelled out. These women just have to understand the golden hand they're usually dealt with isn't static. It either changes with time or through their own actions. So the stuff we're all looking for, we're probably not going to get. And really most of us should expect to lower our standards and compromise on things. And that's just life. We're not going to be alive for 1,000 years. And the time we're useful and can do things is relatively short. And we have too many women like this chasing phantoms of people they're never going to get. And then get upset when they have to settle for a guy they wouldn't have picked 15 years ago. When it's your fault for just staying at the table too long, waiting for that magic guy to come along. We're not in some Nicholas Sparks novel where you can just gamble for too long, lose most of the things that made you valuable, but then out of nowhere some millionaire will still pick you up. That's not how this works, and you just end up like the goofies who spend all their money on lottery tickets, waiting for that big win that's probably never going to happen.